with an area covering more than 242.425 square kilometers. The middle belt of Nigeria forms the bulk of the north-central geopolitical region. The states in the region include Benue, Niger, Nasarawa, Plateau, Kogi, and Kwara, not excluding the nation's federal capital territory. The region also borders Cameroon and Benin Republic. The environment cascades around the Guinean forest savanna mosaic with the Savannah ecoregion, boasting a population of close to 20 million people. The North Central Zone makes up 11% of Nigeria's total 200 million people. Abuja, Ilorin, and Jos holds the larger volumes of this figure. In recent years, the region has become susceptible to armed banditry, communal crisis, kidnapping, and killing. Data reveals that there have been about 1,412 clashes, with more than 7,399 people losing their lives to these clashes. The people of the region are predominantly farmers and mostly Christian, but with a sizable number of Muslims. Its economy, which is largely agriculture-based, ranks third among the 6 geopolitical zones in the country. The population densities of the rural area in this region climbed from 243 to 348 people per square kilometer between 1962 and 1991, but the land area under permanent cultivation remained approximately the same. Increasing population results in high food demand among urban and rural dwellers, areas of cultivation, and reduced soil fertility. However, there are instances where frequent agricultural practices are not associated with degradation, such as in Kano and neighboring regions. Rainfall occurs seasonally and there is a pronounced dry season, but is often intensive when it does come, making it necessary for farmers to employ soil moisture conservation techniques. The bulk crops are grown during the rainy season, which begins in June or July, when the temperature is warm. The soils in the region are reddish brown or brown soils of the pH range of 6.0 to 7.0. The main crops grown in the region are millet, sorghum, and cowpea, while groundnuts and sesame are significant minor crops. In northern Nigeria, research surrounding intensive agricultural practices has been taking place for a number of decades, which includes the research carried out by the Nigeria Institute of Soil Science on ways to improve farming and food produce by good agricultural practices through soil testing, as poor soil management is largely responsible for crop failure and can impede Nigeria's drive towards achieving food security. In Nigeria, the government's determination to promote agricultural production to meet domestic demand led to the setting up of the Nigeria Institute of Soil Science Establishment Act 2017, charges it with the responsibility to regulate the profession of soil science in the country. The vision of the Nigeria Institute of Soil Science is to become the foremost regulatory institute for soil science and agricultural practice in Nigeria that will improve the standard of living of its people. It also hopes to increase profitability to all stakeholders and guarantee improved soil management systems that will embrace environmental sustainability and ensure high agricultural productivity and food security in the country. The objectives of NISS to promote rapid sustainability of high-quality soil through scientific methods and regulate all issues pertaining to soil management and advance the education, technology, and art of soil science and crop production in collaboration with Zonal Coordinating Research Institute for the North Central Zone. The Zonal Coordinator, Professor Akim Osunde, said one of its major challenges is inadequate funding, accessibility to fertilizers and inputs from the government, and this has hindered farmers from farming output.
I think the major challenges normally you record with farmers when we do the training is inadequate funding, accessibility of fertilizers particularly, and inputs. And they normally bleed. Then you see that we've even carried on free practicals with them. They plead that if they can just have supply of fertilizers from NISS, or whatever NISS can do to facilitate the supply of fertilizers to them through government. And that's one of their major challenges. You find that when you look at their field, some of them cannot even afford 1/4 bag of fertilizer on the field, and you can see how poorly the crops are growing. And I don't know, because NISS actually probably have a link with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and see how the fertilizers can get down timely to these farmers, because that's one of the issues. You find that sometimes the fertilizers that are now politicized, you find that bags of fertilizer are sent to the state. This fertilizer will not be released until in the middle of the planting season, which is wrong. Some of these are actually required on the onset of planting, at the time you are supposed to plant your crops. That's the time the fertilizer. But to find that most of them are released either in August, in September, for the crops, and eventually the benefit cannot be seen. So that is one of their major problems. The major problem is supply of inputs for their farming activities. And we are linking up with the institute at Abuja and see whatever help they can have through government agencies that they can get these things.
Osunde also spoke on agronomics and the soil acidity, which led to training for farmers and extension workers across the zone to equip them with good agricultural practices. The North Central Office is located in Federal University of Technology, Minna, and this is because it's a center of attraction in the state for education, and Niger State has agriculture as a backbone of the economy within the state. Approximately 90% of the population depend directly or indirectly on agriculture for their livelihood. The favorable climatic conditions provide unique opportunities in the state for the establishment of large-scale farming in crops such as maize, millet, and yams. The fertile soil and hydrology of the state permits the cultivation of most of Nigeria's staple crops and still allows sufficient opportunities for grazing, freshwater fishing, and forestry development. In line with the mandate of the Nigeria Institute of Soil Science, the North Central Zone carried out training on climate change and ways to mitigate the challenge of insecurity and soil management.
Well, we've conducted field program that is practically on the field. You use the farmers' land. They seed some of their land for us to use. And what we normally do is we conduct this research on the farm jointly with the farmers. They are practically involved in all the processes of the research, from planting to harvesting. And the essence is that on good agricultural practices, we say now you cannot depend on fertilizer alone. You have to think of a soil amendment. If the soil is acidic, that's where the soil testing is. Where we observed that most of the soil was acidic, input of agric-lime was introduced. And most of them have not even seen the agric-lime before. So apart from fertilizer, that's also some of the things they are requesting. And they saw how spectacular the crops were growing compared to their own. Because we normally lay the research field very close to the farmer's field. So that is just one of the challenges they have. And they're very happy. And I must say, again, just like I mentioned earlier, their plea is that if we can make the inputs available to them, that they don't, even if they go to the market to buy, apart from the crops being sold exorbitantly, there are some that are adulterated. NISS Agro app was developed in April this year, and that's actually to promote the services of registered soil scientists, researchers, other stakeholders like agro dealers, even government officials from Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, on attainment of good agricultural practices, fertilizer recommendation technologies, and so on, to make it easier to improve the farming sphere in the country. And NISS deemed it expedient to conduct training for selected extension workers and farmers on the use of the app and how to navigate through the app. And this training that is being held today at the North Central Zonal Office of NISS has actually have been held in various other zones in the month of July. That is in the Northwest, Southeast, South-South, Northeast, and this one actually is being held at the North Central. And I think we are very happy with the response of the trainees. Fortunately, I'm also a trainee. I'm getting acquainted with the app for the first time. I think their level of coherence is actually exciting. That you find that the app, just as the other people have said, the extension worker and the farmer you interviewed earlier, is very simple and user friendly, very simple to navigate, and it contains various information that you will need, and even the contact numbers, locations of registered soil scientists, their expertise, just in case a farmer or an extension worker has a problem, they can easily link up. There's even a provision for chatting on the phone, so it's not a matter of physical contact with you. You just take a picture of the soil that you think is problematic, upload it into the app and send to an expert in that field, and they will communicate with you on what to do. The same thing with different type of crops, quality seeds that you can obtain, where to obtain them, and contact addresses of agro dealers where you can get the best type of facility for your farms.
Also, training on an application developed by the Institute for easy outreach messages to extension workers, farmers, soil scientists, agronomists, etc. It is a good app for soil scientists to access information that is all involving students and researchers, hence the need to train farmers in the North Central Zone.
I actually came here to train farmers and extension agents concerning the app that was developed by NISS, Nigerian Institute of Soil Science, to actually pass message across, easy outreach messages to farmers and extension workers. We target not just farmers and extension workers, we equally target students, we target researchers. When you talk about, we also target policy makers. If you talk about policy makers, we talk about the agronomists, we talk about the soil scientists, and this app is here to give the soil scientists more information on crop specific fertilizer, on soil, on information concerning soil scientists, registered soil scientists, that if they want anything, it's easier for them to reach the registered soil scientist that is on the app. And also this app is divided into 3 segments, which is the knowledge base, the information base, and the services base. So this app is here to give us not just ordinary information, but information that we cannot get easily anywhere. So that is why the registrar see it very necessary in his sense and innovativeness to go all out to get consultants who worked with the ICT division of the institute to develop this app. Everybody who have listened to my voice today and who have participated immensely on this training that I've run for hours, to use this app called NISS Agro. NISS Agro app, you can download it from Play Store from your iOS and get every information, know who to reach at every possible time. It has informations that you can't get anywhere easily.
An extension worker from Niger State, Dr. Aderenle Adeleke, explained the importance of the application and its relevance to farmers and stakeholders in agriculture from the input to the output.
The NISS Agro app, mobile app, has brought agricultural activities to a kind of a small village worldwide. It has involved all the stakeholders, right from the input provider to the researchers, which you can call the soil scientists, agronomists, and every other area of specialization in agriculture. And now linking up extension agents with the farmer. The extension agent standing as an bridge between this researcher, the input provider, and the farmer. Also linking the farmer to the end users, which you can equally say The end user could be all of us, all stakeholders, which you can call agricultural chain link. The application is very useful. It has brought the technology of agriculture to a global home. At agricultural activities at your lap or at your top palm, you can just go through this application. Every information you need about your soil status, the nutrients, the crops, type of crops. In case of diseases or problems regarding your crops, you can get this information. Linked with the research institute or researchers, the scientists, all their contacts are there. Whenever you need any information regards to these agricultural technologies, is always there. All the technology regarding to agriculture to make farming system easy is there. Agric is now known as business. To make it more profitable, they've packaged all these things, bringing them together under one application. This application, we cannot really overemphasize on the importance of it to all the stakeholders. Not only the essential, I'm standing as an essential agent, but for the farmers, like I said, all stakeholders from the input to the end user. So it is very, very easy to know. Now we have been trained. We can also equally train others. The training is to train others, other farmers who are not even here. They will also download the application. It's just very easy. Very, very easy and friendly to use. In fact, you must be forced to go into it. You don't even need to travel or disturb yourself about expatriates to come and solve your problem on the farm. And you are making more profit, marketing, exposing, whatever. Before this, there was a training on soil management, general soil management. Knowing your soil status, what are the things you need to know, the acidity, salination of your soil, the other nitrogen level, potassium level, all were done. And after that one, there was a smart, expert smart technology, climate smart technology on soil management. That one was done very, very well, and we're all enjoying it. The farmers are now really enjoying it, and the strategies on ground is being adopted by our farmers. After that, the last one we held before this one was the use of soil test kits, which the NISS distributed some soil test kits to our farmers, various group of farmers. The Afan, the rice producer, the maize producer, sorghum producer, cotton producers, and they are all using all these kits now. In fact, it has spread across the state, and the demand for it is becoming higher. And now coming with this application, I think they have done the best they could do. To me, the application is perfectly okay. It is timing, and it has made everything very easy, even for we, the extension agent. We used to have extension system of one EA to minimum 800 farmers, maximum of 1,200 farmers. But now we have one EA, one extension agent, to over 3,000 farmers. How do you meet? And it's T&V, training and visit system. With this application, you can even meet up 1 million or 1 billion farmers easily, interact with them without even having physical contacts with them. I think the application is a welcome application, and I want to bet you that it will improve agricultural farming system, which is now a business, more money in the pocket of the farmer.
Farmers were not left out in lending their voice to the services of the application created by the Institute in improving agricultural services.
I would like to commend the organizers of this program. They have done a very, very good job creating this app, especially the registrar of this school, who is one of our professors in soil science. He has really done a very good job and has made the work of farmers very easy by the creation of this app. The app is divided into 3 segments. It gives information to farmers, knowledge, and also services to farmers. It has given farmers information about who to contact when they have problem regarding their soils on the farm. It has also given them information on how to sample their soil and know whether the soil is good for which crop and what crop. And then it has also given knowledge to farmers on how to develop their soil, and when they have problem with their crops, who to contact and what to do to remediate whatever problem they have on the farm. Then there are other services like the farm records, farm calendars on how to keep their farm records, how to develop their farm farm expenditure, and some other useful tools are there on the app for the farmers. Farmers now have Android phone, especially women. So what I can do is just to enlighten them on how to use the app, advise them to download the app, which makes it easy for them to practice their farming activities. Download the app and then put them through on how to use the app, or how to navigate the app and then make use of it on the farm, to develop their farm activities.
Before I graduated, I've seen most of the farmers complain of low yield, especially when it comes to soybean. That's where I focus on during my masters, and the yield is usually very low, less than 0.5 ton per hectare. But after this, I've learned a lot on how to increase the yield, and I'm sure that from what I've learned, if I practice it, I'll be able to get more than a ton per hectare, especially in Niger State. And that's one thing I've actually learned on how to do that. Some of those tricks that we learned was how to improve soil fertility and use a good agricultural practice. And I've also spoken with a lot of farmers around, and I've seen the difference. What they do and what I learned, they are very different, and that's why the yield has been low. But if we carry this knowledge outside, I'm sure that the yield for not just soybean but for maize, rice production will increase if we actually put those things into practice.
According to the zonal coordinator, the Nigeria Institute of Soil Science (NISS) has relatively affected farmers with dissemination, innovations, and technologies in managing problematic soils in the North Central Zone through sensitization programs, even in the state houses of assembly across the zone.
This is relatively new on the scene, but it has been making tremendous impact on the society in the North Central Zone through these varied training courses we've had, because you find that every training workshop we've had is in form of train the trainer. Most of the extension workers and farmers that attend our training course, they are supposed to replicate, and they are doing that because they send us feedback, even snaps of the farmers they've trained and so on. Because we employ them that please, when you go back, don't go and sit down with this knowledge. You cannot invite all the extension agents and farmers. You can only invite selected one from each of the zone. And for North Central Zone, like for this particular workshop now, we invited 2 extension workers and 2 farmers from each state. So, and we have a total of 6 states plus the FCT, making 7 that are here. That's why you have 28 of them here. So once they go back, they do that and they give us feedback that the farmers are actually excited, and they try to visualize the impact it has had. And in trying to popularize NISS and its activities, we even carried sensitization visits to the National Assembly, to the Niger State House of Assembly. And our colleagues in Kwara State, I think, also did the same. We met the speaker, he was very much happy. He never knew anything about NISS before. That I said, okay, if NISS is doing this to improve the livelihood of the farmers, he will give us a second invitation where we'll be able. Because actually we met, he was there with the principal officers of the House of Assembly, including the chairman of agriculture. And he said he will invite us next time to come and speak to the entire membership of the house, that because he was so impressed with what we have said and what NISS is doing in collaboration with OCP, especially the program we are carrying out on problematic soil. And for those, the program, the collaboration between NISS and OCP on management of problematic soils in the North Central Zone was actually, we used 2 pilot states from East Zone, and in North Central the pilot state used for that program or project was Niger and Kwara, and we carried our project down to the ordinary man, to the grassroots. We went to village heads and they called all their farmers. We interacted with them, and we further organized a farmers field day as a crop was growing. There's a farmers green field day, farmers brown field day. That is, the brown field day is around the time of harvest. The green field day is mid growth, and all the farmers in the community, not only the one we are using their plot, the farmers in the entire community were brought in. They were excited. They asked questions, and like I mentioned earlier, one of their usual things is that they can see visually the difference between the inputs we've added and what they are planning. They continue to ask us for source of input. That is their challenge. If we can get the input, they are ready to adopt such technology. That is what is important to us, that we are carrying technology to the ordinary man in the farm, and he's seen the impact of that technology and is ready to adopt it, because otherwise it is useless.
Niger State is one of the largest and has the most fertile agricultural lands in the country. Approximately only 10% of the state's arable land is being actively cultivated. The incidence of bush clearing for agricultural purposes by burning large stretches of forest land has led to the disappearance of the rainforest, which is prominent in the Niger Trough and floodplain regions. The Nigeria Institute of Soil Science, NISS, can only continue to make an impact to the food security of the nation, as the university has been very encouraging, calling for more training at the grassroots, as Niger State is known for its agrarian nature.